Tomorrow I'll start trying to hustle again. The thing is that I've learned that God will bless you according to what you need. And that's a hard problem to understand, because we all think that we need a lot of money, that the money is the answer. That if I had this, if I had that, if I had this, I had that. The thing is that I am learning to live on less. Because the sooner I learn how to live on less, the sooner I can live better. So I'm learning how to readjust my lifestyle. I'm learning how to get to where my bills are manageable. But I've got to get there, Jacob. I'm not dependent upon God or the government or anybody to solve my problems. God is my God. And the thing is that I want to be this guy right here, because I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you a fast forward. This is a valve. Valve represents a hook or a joining together. Mem is representative of God's fold. In other words, it's representative of, it's like, and we'll get into it, but it's a point of, back in the old days, Billy, what they did when the shepherds, they would bring their flock in the night, they'd build a fence around their sheep. That's a sheep dish, I want to know. So what it does, this word fasting joins us to God's fold. It binds us to God's fold. But to get into God's fold, we have to be at that point right there. We have to be at that point where we're on our knees. God gave you the answer right there. How to fix the problems in America. By fixing your problems at home. Think about that. The problems in America are the problems at home. The men and women. There's where the responsibility starts. But it did not say, go to your houses and fix it. Call them together. Form an assembly. Gather the elders. Have everybody start praying for the solution. Begging God for the solution. Listening to God. Becoming that 90 person where you're dependent upon God. Because the sooner that you do this, years ago, and I'm going to close on this, I promise. Bob Blankenship told me one time, and I'll never forget him, Billy. He said, Boyd, I'm going to tell you right now. And he says, the sooner you get a hold of this lesson, the sooner you grow. I said, what's that, Mr. Blankenship? He said, understand something. He said, you're learning how to defend yourself. He said, that's good. And you're getting better. He said, you know why they say that the red belt is a sign of danger? I was like, no, sir. He said, because you know enough now that you actually can do something with it. The problem is that you're not wise enough to understand when not to do it. So, he said, I'll give you an insight. No matter how bad you think you are, how tough you think you are, there's always going to be somebody better than you. There's always going to be somebody tougher than you. And he says, and odds are you're going to find out that it's going to be this little sucker that you think you can beat. That's going to clean your clock. And he says, and when you do go out and test the stuff that you know, you're going to get beat down to your knees. And you're going to be humbled. Then you're going to have to make the decision, what do I do now? You know what my mind said instantly? I said, because he never told me this part. He told me that part, Lance. My mind says, well, wait a second. If me getting beat down is because I'm cocky, getting out there trying to show everybody that I'm eventually going to get beat up, If I don't go out there in the street and beat up nobody and don't get into a fight, guess what I won't have? And do you know, because of that, Emily, I have never, ever been in a real street fight. And why? I didn't need to get beat up. I just humbled myself, and I've had broken noses in class, and I've had the crap beat out of me in class, but I've not had a street fight where I had to fight for myself. Why? Because I knew that I was going to get beat up. What money not want? I thought I looked good back then, Carrie. And I've seen people with broken nose and knocked out teeth. Guess what? They don't look good with broken nose and knocked out teeth. I never wanted to do it because Jacob, I wanted to be a player. I wanted all my pearlies. I wanted my nose to be straight. But as well, I didn't want the trouble. I used to tell everybody I'm a lover, not a fighter. Then why are you in the martial arts? Because I don't want to fight. Because I don't want to have to fight. That's the point. Choose to get on your knees. Choose this day whom you're going to serve. I love the verse. It says, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. See, I'm only accountable for delivering y'all the word. Y'all realize this, right? That's all I'm accountable for. If y'all don't digest it and do something with it, I'm not accountable for this. Y'all can make y'all's choices. I've told you. I'm walking you along through my battles and my troubles. Y'all make your choice. It ain't me. My job is done. So now we'll get further into this thing. But fasting is very important. Fasting starts us on the course to healing. The question is that what are you prepared to give up to gain everything? What are you prepared to hold on to? Because see, Jacob, I needed God, and I need God to bless me because I really want this business thing to take off. And do you realize that as soon as I made the decision to push this stuff out away from me, I got my first 2 appointments. I didn't get my appointments as long as I was being disobedient to Him, because God cannot bless disobedience. Just somebody dismiss us.
Lord, thank you for the word that was brought forth. May we apply it to us in our lives, God. May we remember what was taught here today and the message that was shared. I would just thank you for everything you do for us daily. We know what shape the world's in, and your word already said what was going to happen. And God, we just ask you to just help us learn and grow with the wisdom and understanding that you try to put upon us, that we try to take in. God, we thank you for this day and bring us back on another day. Be with everybody that's sick or not here or going through the storms right now, Lord. May we lift them all up to you in the precious name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
All right, got a question.